Gaming has lost its spark to me. This is gonna be a fairly same video like the one I did before. Um, Basically, gaming isn't what it used to be. So, I remember when I was younger, you get home from school and you hop on the Xbox 360 or the PS3 and you play video games like Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, and I would game all night. I would do that daily after school. And then on the weekends, I would stay up to about 5 or 6 a.m. gaming all day long. And that, to me, was one of the greatest moments in my life. But now that I've been mulling it over and thinking about it, I don't think it was actually the gaming. I think it was like the friends that I had that I would game with and talk to every day, or we would hang out after school, talk about our favorite games, levels, and like try to figure out ways to get past certain bosses, and that comradeship, like your tight group of friends that you would game with, talk to on Discord, on Steam, BattleNet. That used to be some of the best moments, you know? I guess nowadays everyone else is either, they moved on, don't have time to game, they have a family, they got married, have relationships and all that. And then everyone just kind of drifts away. Like, even now, when I look at, like, gaming, I don't really want to game. Even games that I used to play religiously, like Black Ops 1, Combat Training, Black Ops 2, Zombies, God of War, the old God of Wars from PS3 era, Last of Us, and these really narrative driven games that I used to love playing and get lost in the world. That spark has sadly gone away. And it feels weird in a sense that, when you make, or not make, but your whole livelihood of like when you're growing up into adulthood was gaming, and now you don't really game anymore. What do you really do? Like, when I think about it, like the 2 days off that you get from work, or when you come home from work, you, like, to me, I don't want to do anything. Like, I will use my Samsung tablet that I have more than I use my gaming desktop or my PS4 or my 360. I will use that over my consoles nowadays. And back then, when I was younger, I would never really do that. I would always be like, oh, nope, I'll just play my 360 today. Play it all throughout the night and into the next morning. I remember playing Gears of War for hours on end. Those were some good times. All those games I played with my friends were all good times. But now, I look back at gaming, and it, to me, I think gaming has lost its spark. where gaming is so oversaturated with bundles and battle passes, incomplete games. It's not fun anymore. And that's kind of weird to say. Because I remember when I grew up during the PS2, PS3, Xbox 360, the PS4, the Xbox One, and the Wii. So to me, that whole era was the golden age of gaming. Now that could be because I was younger, and I think it might be just that. That it could be because I was younger, when you had all the time in the world, after school, maybe you had a part time job where you could game for hours on end, but it was the most fun you've ever had in your life. Like, it feels like weird now. Like when I just beat Liza P a few weeks ago. I liked the storyline. I liked the game, but it didn't really spark anything in me. Some of the music, it did spark something, but not the game. And that's a weird feeling, I would say. I think it's becoming more and more apparent to me that, you buy this gaming desktop thinking you're going to play it all day long, and you barely touch it. Like, I am using it more making videos than I am actually gaming. I'm looking at the hundreds of games that I have, and I, I, I don't even play them. It's kind of strange. Not strange in a way, but it's kind of like that void topic we were talking about. It's that void feeling where there comes a point, like when I look at all the consoles that I have, where I've thought about selling them all and say, I don't really need it anymore. And then a part of me is like, well, what do I what do I do? With that huge portion of my life that's suddenly going away. It can be a scary thought of, leaving gaming behind. But I don't think it is meant to be scary. It's meant to be liberating. Like for me, I love computers. So I'll buy a cheap laptop and just work on it, put Linux on it, and figure it out myself. I adore that. Or, you want to play an MMO, and I'll put it on a weaker system just to see how much I can squeeze out of it. And to me, that's always kind of fun. Because I know not everyone has a lot of money to buy stuff, and I don't do. And it's like, I got this HP laptop. I paid about 150 for it. And I bought 16 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM. That was 25 bucks. Nowadays, for 32 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM, it's over $150. That is as much as the laptop that I bought a year or two ago, I think. I can't remember exactly when I bought the thing. And it's like everything is going astronomically higher. Like even video game prices. They used to be $60 was the standard fee. I mean, of course, they had like $100 as the ultimate pass, or $80 for, you know, you get 3 DLCs with it, a costume, and in game currency, or whatever. Nowadays, you don't really get that. They still have those, but it's not really worth it. I mean, when I look at game passes, or like, let's say, example, Black Ops 1. You paid $60 for it, and then the 3 DLCs were $15. You got, I think, what, 5 or 4 multiplayer maps with a zombies map included. Now, Black Ops 1 was $60, 15, 15, 15, 15, 120. But you got, I believe, 16 maps additionally, plus zombies maps that had endless hours of storylines, gameplay, quests, I think, when they did. Or no, was that Black Ops 2? I haven't played Call of Duty in a long time. But that, to me, was worthwhile when I was a kid. Because it actually had value. Like, I look at some of the game passes now. I think I bought the Diablo 4 Ultimate Edition? And I think it was that one. And all I got was a costume, a portal design. What else did I get with it? I honestly can't remember. It wasn't that memorable to me. And that's the sad part. I got that like maybe a year or two ago. I played it. I enjoyed the game, but it's like I didn't really. I felt like I wasted $100 on it. And back then, when I'd play like Gears of War, Call of Duty, Last of Us, uh, Minecraft, all that stuff, you actually had more value to it. And I think in a way that these gaming companies kind of lost their way. Like, gaming isn't as fun anymore. Or you see how everything is kind of the same, you know? Like, I'll look at, like, when I walk through Best Buy or Target, and I'll look at, or even GameStop, even. I look at all those games on the wall, and it just doesn't do anything. Like, oh, I'll look at a game, it's 60, 70, $80, and I'm like, I don't really want to buy it. I'll read it, and I'm like, oh, it looks good. The problem is, if I buy it, I most likely won't play it. I'm out $60 or $80. It's it's almost like the spark of gaming. To me, maybe maybe it went away, and that's okay. And I'm kind of been wrestling with this for a quite long time, you know, where gaming isn't fun anymore, and it's kind of kind of scary in a way because that was basically my whole identity for when I was younger. And now you're kind of stuck in this void feeling of, well, if gaming doesn't excite me or whatever you like to do, what do you do next? I th- I think what we're supposed to do, for me, I try new things. So, like when I put a new Linux distro on my HP laptop, and I had to figure out the Wi Fi adapter, or why it doesn't boot into anything. And I sit there and ponder it for a while. That to me is a new avenue of learning. And that's kind of fun to me. Where all this gaming that I used to do is now to the wayside. And that's always okay to do that. You know, put the Xbox away, the PlayStation. You can always re download the games, you know. And I would always say try something different. Like for me, I love to bake. I love baking. Cooking, not so much, but baking, I love that. I've always liked it for years. And it's not at that point where you're kind of done with it, where you have that feeling of, well, I don't really want to bake anymore. It could be because I haven't done it in so many years that it's kind of this unspoken, I guess, joy in a way, where that's where gaming once had me at. This video is kind of all over the place. And that's okay. You know, when I used to think about gaming or life itself when I was younger, it felt more infinite in a way. When now that you're older, it just kind of feels kind of dull in a way. Like you go to work, you go home, you sleep, you go to work, you go home, you sleep, and you don't really do anything else after that. And that's a really big shock to me, is that the life that we all once had, you know, gaming on the weekends, gaming with friends, going out to see friends, going out to Taco Bell when you're 16, 17 with your buddies, eating all that food together, really enjoying the time together. A part of me feels like it's not just gaming. It was the friends that we had along the way. How we could spend all day together and all night together. Gaming, talking. Nowadays, people don't do that. And that, to me, is kind of sad. Like, everyone has a mask, it seems like. When everyone projects themselves as happy, they're having fun everywhere, but that's not reality, I would say. They may post about it on Instagram, Facebook, and all this other stuff, but like when they're really, you know, sitting on the couch doing nothing, or watching YouTube, or doing this or that, that feeling, I think, is the real them. They just don't want to admit it yet that that's what they have become, I would say. For the last segment of my Void Talk, I would say it's okay if gaming has gone to the wayside. And I say you honor that path. You know, you put the systems away, delete the games. They're still there, but try something new. I would always say that. Try something new, guys. No matter what it is. It could be a new genre of books, or going out hiking, walking, fishing, hunting, cooking, baking, whatever you guys want to try. I would say go and try it. It's okay to leave the systems behind and, you know, turn off notifications and just experience life again. Try to capture the joy that we all once had when we were younger. And soon enough, I think we all will recapture that feeling, that spark again. We just have to keep trying on new things, new ideas. That to me is what might help, I think. I hope everyone has a great day, great week, and I will see you guys soon.